Do you just want to try everything? Were you that kid that was told to just pick one thing and be satisfied, but that never really worked for you? Newsflash, there's nothing wrong with you. You're just a multi-passionate. And what if I told you you can do and try all the things your heart desires and be the multi-passionate person you were always intended to be? You just need a little structure. Hi, I'm Zoe. I know all of this because I too am multi-passionate, and it took me way too long to realize that. When I finally accepted this truth, I just realized that I needed a system that would be able to hold all of my ideas and whims without overwhelming me or making me just want to give up on all of it. So if any of this sounds like you, follow along because I'm going to be sharing my very personal system to being a multi-passionate baddie. I'm using Trello. It is a free app, perfect for the multi-passionate mind. And make sure you stay to the end because I'm going to build out the Trello board, and at the end I'm going to customize it and show you how I use it on a daily basis. On to the tutorial. So I have Trello open. I'm going to click the plus sign and I'm going to create a board. I'm going to be naming my board Multi-Passionate Flow. You can name it whatever you like. You'll start out with a blue background, and if you want to customize, click the three dots at the top and scroll on over to board background image, and you can look for the perfect image. I chose this simple one, and now we're going to start creating our lists. This first list is the most important of the board, and that is our inbox or idea capture list. This is a space where you can feel free to add in any idea without having to overthink it. It's a way that you can get comfortable capturing your ideas without getting overwhelmed, and you always have a place to find your ideas so you don't forget them. Our next list is themes and inspiration. This is where ideas move when you notice a pattern. Here you can batch notes that you see in the capture space, and we are going to dive in more on how to use each space, so don't worry, but this is just the overview. Next list up is our daydream space. Here we can brain dump things we want to try and what we want to get out of the things we want to try. A lot of times as multi-passionates, we can romanticize things that we want to do, but sometimes by writing them out, we kind of already get what we want out of them. So it's kind of like getting that creativity out of you before committing your time. Very important list. Next up is our just try it list. It's one of my favorite lists because at this point you've thought about it, you've daydreamed about it, and now you're ready to commit your time to giving it a try. As multi-passionates, we can be kind of maximalists and all or nothing thinking. This space allows us to just try it with the least amount of resistance. Even if it's 5 minutes, you'll find that you start actually doing the things that you want to do. Next up is the hobbies and passions list, and that is where our official hobbies and passions go. And this is a perfect place to kind of keep up with our hobbies. So for instance, you tried something, you loved it, and now you want it to be a hobby that you return to often. It's a great space to hold yourself accountable, or if you have goals within each hobby and passion, it's a great place to keep track of all of that. Next up is our time commitment space. Feel free to customize the name for this, whatever works for you. It's basically just a space that you can come into understanding of how much time you realistically can dedicate to your hobbies and passions, and also keep track of your day-to-day life. I feel like a lot of times the multi-passionate or even the ADHD mind, we can suffer from a lot of time blindness, and so this is a great space to kind of help with that. Lastly, we have our complete and reflection space. This is a space to celebrate doing things, big or small. It's a huge accomplishment to get things out of your head and actually try them. It also helps you get clear on what it is you are looking for and what you liked out of the things that you tried. This is a perfect place for the things that don't become like official hobbies or passions of yours, but it is something that you completed and it's something that you want to reflect on. And just like that, that's our board. This is where we can start adding cards, and it's super simple. All you have to do is click add a card and write out whatever you want to write out, and you can even open up the card and you can add checklists or anything more information. Would you even believe it if I told you that I use this board to help me create this very video because I have been procrastinating it for like a year? So I am going to continue adding cards and customizing the board, but first I wanted to show you how the cards can move around the board. So make a crochet bandana is currently in the inbox section. And I also want to make a crochet flower for the bandana, and because a crochet flower and a bandana is also in the crochet department, I can batch those cards together, and that can go into the themes and inspo space. That information is clearly telling me that I want to learn how to crochet. In all honesty, I already do crochet, but for the purposes of this video, let's say I want to learn. So I can take those two cards that were in the inbox space and I can batch them into the themes and inspo space in a new card. Here you see me setting up a checklist, and this is a perfect way to kind of start planning out a hobby that I want to try in the future, but I don't have to fully commit yet. So let's say it's been a day or two and I've been thinking a lot about crocheting, so I can then move it into the next space, the daydream space. Here I can get clear on what it is that I want out of crocheting, what draws me to it, and the types of things that I want to make. Multi-passionates are often very imaginative and we can see ourselves doing something before we start doing it. So writing it out is a perfect way to kind of get it out of our head and help us get clear on if we really want to try it or not. It's almost like step by step, we're moving the idea from concept in our head to something that can be tangible without that sort of constant like shame and guilt we have because we want to try so many things. So let's say another day passes by and you still can't stop thinking about crocheting. So now it's like, girl, just try it. So one thing about when you are finally at the just try it stage, I always encourage the path of least resistance. You don't have to completely commit yourself to a life of crocheting. Maybe you're just making a small commitment of buying cheap yarn, one hook, and completing a YouTube tutorial and seeing how it goes. So now, let's say you tried crocheting and you're now obsessed with it. Now it can go into the hobbies and passion space and you can update the name. And now this card can turn into a space where you can track your hobby. Also, the cool thing about Trello is that you can add due dates. So if you want to be able to schedule time, you can do so right inside of the card and you can even set notifications. Now to use the time commitment space, you can add that every Sunday, like a cute little grandma, you want to crochet at 10 a.m. You can even grab the link of the tutorial that you want to follow, and you can add a cover image to the card. Here you can also get clear on other time commitments you have throughout the week. It also helps you be more intentional with your passions and hobbies rather than maybe doom scrolling or binge watching TV. You get to see clearly how much time you have. The way that I personally use this board is for hobbies, passions, as well as projects. I would consider this video to be a project. Here you can see me planning it out. So this is a perfect time to talk about customization because you're going to notice that I added in a list called projects. And I want to encourage you to update your board in a way that works with the way that your brain works and works with the different things that you have to juggle or balance within your own life. Customizing your board also goes for customizing the cards themselves. So I like to add in some reflections and some updates within the card itself so that I can keep track of my projects. As you're customizing your board, I would say to consider the things that you do often. Maybe you're a content creator or you run a business. You can update your board accordingly to suit your needs. So you're now seeing my completely updated and customized board. I added some lists for the content that I wanted to make and projects. I also added some labels, and that helps differentiate each card. If you also want to create color-coded labels, all you have to do is click the three dots above, click the next three dots, and select Edit Labels. I find that color coding is really helpful for the multi-passionate or ADHD mind, but they are completely optional. Here you can color code and further customize each card. I have mine separated by 3 different categories. I have the energy level, low energy, high energy, thinking, and reflective. That way I know firsthand the type of energy that I'm going to have for each card or project. The time expectation, whether something is in progress, I will get to it someday or within this season. And I have the different containers, such as whether it's income or work, personal, or HBG, which is my business. I only recommend using labels if it adds to the organization. It shouldn't add to any sort of confusion or stress. You can see how I use labels on this video project you're watching right now. So this would be considered income or work. I have it as low energy because I have the ability to edit over time. It's personal because it is not my business, and I have it as this season because I wanted to put the video out before 2026. Happy New Year, by the way. The last customization option that you can add to your board is a how to use this board card. I find it really helpful when I kind of start feeling a little bit overwhelmed, and it can help ground things when inevitably, as a creative, things start to get a little all over the place. Feel free to copy or screenshot these, or if you have a very specific flow to your own board, you can use this as inspiration. So there you have it, a method to the madness. Now you have a space that can hold all your random ideas and whims without losing your mind. I think 2026 is the year of the multi-passionate. Happy planning.